Day 2 of the Jeddah Rally, and the first of two much longer, tougher stages. An early start for the field, but the chill of the morning air was about to give way to some very high temperatures. 38 Celsius was to be reached. Dealing with the heat and navigation likely to be the keys to victory, with a twisty course featuring a multitude of direction changes. With only 3 days of action, the Jeddah Rally has no room for any errors. Mistakes are magnified. How would they go? So the first of two longer days, starting from Kulais and finishing in Asfan. The liaison heading due north before the 197-kilometre test. Bisected by a fuel stop after 109 kilometres of racing, the run for home another 88 kilometres in length. Heat was the issue of the day, particularly for those without a roof for shade. Riders suffering most with the punishing temperatures, and maybe this was responsible for some brain fade out there, because navigation errors were rife. This, combined with mechanical issues, saw prologue winner Martin Chalmers drop out of contention. Well, confusion reigned on a day that many will never forget. Situations like this turn rivals into allies. It was a question of how to maintain a challenge by figuring out the puzzle. There's no doubt that this was a difficult day in so many ways. Almost everyone needed help. Al-Khuraifi lost his prologue form. A puncture dropped him to 9th in the overall classification. He now carries a 1-hour penalty as well after navigation issues. Had a puncture out there, and I stopped to fix it. Unfortunately, I got sand inside the tyre as well, and this made progress very difficult. But we've made it. Well, sometimes picking the right wheel pays off, and Al Rayani had a super guide out there in Al Ghuenin. Errors on day one, and desperate to make up time. There were errors too, but wisdom kicked in. He jumps to 2nd overall, up from 8th.
It was a good stage today. I got lost at kilometer 40 for a couple of kilometers. Had to correct twice. I lost a good couple of minutes there. The only guy on my horizon is Martin, who started along ahead of me, and I think he was doing really good. I met him at kilometer 80. He had some issues with the bike, and after that I was like, okay, I think I just need to keep a smooth pace. The other two guys just kept along with me and finished quite well.
In fact, so many riders were in trouble, it took a brave man to ignore the gang and do his own thing. And that man was Hamdan Alali. He said the rocks were the biggest such challenge of his career, and despite that, his nerve held. And more than that, his navigation skills were good too. He was hugely impressive. Winner on the day, and now leading the rally overall.
Very difficult. The difficulty, you can't say it's for advance. It's very difficult. The terrain is very difficult. All is rock, all is valleys, raining ways, so it was very difficult. But alhamdulillah, we did it.
Just 1 day to go here in Jeddah. Everyone knows how tough life can be. Another day of heaven or hell awaits, depending on luck, navigation, and pure determination. Alali in charge, but this game is far from over. Soft dunes were to be feared on this day. And the heavier you are, the bigger you can roll. Many found just how tough this type of racing can be. The dunes are spectacular to see being conquered, but they take prisoners as well. Sometimes bigger is better, and today that was mostly the case for the 500 of Ibrahim Al-Muhanna, the only truck helping the strugglers. But first of all, you have to help yourself. Many hearts were won from grateful rivals along the way. Of course, the desert is not just about sand. Rocks are the main challenge, and that's the case on most days, and so it was for the cars today. All this plus significant navigation issues made for a challenging day in the big class. Dalia Akil lost her T3 title recently, but remains one of the class acts in rallying, wanting to end the season on a high, quick through the fast and stony tracks, attacking the ravines. Hugely motivated she is, and a real entertainer. We'll see her in the Dakar again in January, supported royally by her many fans. Well, a difficult stage, rocks and navigation, but the highly adaptable Nissans cope well. It's the car of choice for much of the field. There are 17 of them in all. Best of the bunch, Khaled Al-Farahi. Fourth he was on the day, fourth overall, at around 28 minutes off the rally lead, with one day to go. Salah Al-Saif was keeping something back on the course over the rougher ground. Once past the refueling stop, it was time to open up. The T3 Can-Am was impressive. Flying to fourth overall, wants to win this one very much to gain motivation ahead of the Dakar, a race he has failed to finish on 2 occasions. A rocky stage, did not push until the dunes, and then he went for it. Third on the day, third overall. It was a good, steady day for Miroslav Zaplatal. Not wanting to break anything on the Ford, perhaps ahead of the rapidly approaching Dakar, he and co-driver Marek Zakura described the progress as steady and smooth. Second on the day, second overall, but with a 17-minute gap to the rally leader. And that lead is held by Yassin Al-Raji. He and Dirk von Zitzewitz go from strength to strength. Former co-driver Michael Orr is still on the path to recovery following injury, but may find his seat filled permanently. This partnership is thriving here in Jeddah. But despite the remarkable pace, there never seemed to be any troubles for Al-Raji's Toyota today. He was happy to pay tribute to the entire team by the day's end.
Sure, it's nice track. I like it and everything going well. And always, also Dirk do very great job. And we drive well together. And also our team make good service and everything going well.
He leads the rally and looks uncatchable on this form with one day to go.